Hi. I'm doing part 8 from my book, Ain't Nothing Clean About Dirty Dishes. As I and my sister grew, there were things I looked forward to. I remember my mom sitting me and my sister down and asking us, what would we like to do that we did not get a chance to do? I said to her, I want to go food shopping with you. I looked at this as an activity I could do with her. I love doing personal things with my mom. I remember I used to do her sew-in weaves, and I became very good at it to the point where I would braid her hair, and I would always put her weave in, and that's something I did with my mom. As we grew older, she periodically gave us time with her alone. I would get a chance to go with her to bingo, which I love bingo to this day. I remember walking to bingo with her down South 10th Street in Newark, and a bird pooped on my mom. I covered my mouth to laugh, and she said, if this ain't good luck, then what kind of luck is it? My mom won $200 in bingo that night. We were all so happy. She told that story over and over, and I always enjoyed hearing it. My mom was a very fair person. If she had to spank us, trust me, it hurted her more than it hurted us. There were times we got her to the limit, and it was always for something significant. I remember she had just gone shopping for our school clothes, and my cousin Essie and Michelle were over our house as usual. We loved them, and they would come when they would come over. We were trying on our clothes and having what we call a fashion show. I remember standing up on my mom's glass table in the living room while modeling my clothes. Each of us got on the table, but I guess I was just too heavy and broke it. When my mom came home, I thought I would get a whipping for sure. But she called me in the living room and sat me on her lap and asked me what happened. I told her the truth. We were trying on our new clothes, and I got on the table and it broke. I really loved my mom for understanding. She said she wouldn't whip me because I didn't mean to break the table. It was an accident. There was another time, though, she was not so merciful. This was during the time I lived at 35 Kent Street in Newark in a 16-family apartment building. My mom had just bought a brand new colored television home for her bedroom. Before she left back out, she set it up and told us kids not to touch it and do not go in her room. Why didn't I listen? I went into her room and caught myself looking at Bugs Bunny. My older sister Ellie tried to warn me, but I did it anyway. Butthead is what my mom would call me. As I turned the knob, it broke off. Oh, junk, I thought. What misery I was in waiting for her to come home. When my mom got back, she sent my sisters outside, and all they heard was me screaming from the second floor of a 16-family apartment building. She tore me up for not listening and doing what she told me not to do. Every time I saw that new television with the pliers in it to turn the knob, I remembered that spanking. I learned a lesson in listening at a young age. Now, the building where I got my first real whipping for breaking my mom's new TV. Everybody in the building was pretty familiar with one another, and some of the families were very close. On this particular night, my mom called my older sister Ellie and told her to go in the hall and look outside to see if everything was okay. This was to make sure there were no fires going on. My mother stayed on the phone while my sister checked outside in the hall. When she came back to the phone, my mother asked her if everything was okay. And she told her while she was in the hall, a man touched her breast. My mom dropped the phone and had a whole mess of people around the corner in 2 minutes looking for the man. I don't even know if they ever found the man, but for some strange reason, I had a memory of a man being beaten and put in a circle of fire. What an imagination. I remember one day my mother was at the bar. This is before 1975, the year we moved on South 10th Street in Newark. We lived on Kent Street, and my family was very close growing up. My mom had 2 sisters in New Jersey. Aunt Emma, she had 5 kids. Aunt Clara had 8 kids, and 2 brothers. Uncle Krill, 7 kids, and Uncle Candy, 3 kids or more. Well, 4. Altogether, there were 11 of them. 2 sisters in Philadelphia, Aunt Ruby, 7 kids. Aunt Frances, 7 kids. 1 brother in Virginia, Melvin. 1 daughter who had 7 kids. And 2 brothers back in Hemingway, South Carolina. Uncle Shanoff, 4 or 5 kids I know of. And the youngest, Uncle Buster, we called him. He was a teenager when his mom died. I think it affected him his whole life. I know many times we just say Uncle Buster is crazy. But also my Aunt Rosalie died before I was born. But later we would get a chance to meet for the first time her only daughter Ramona and her daughter Ashley. When I say we were close, we were always each other's best friends. There were so many of us that oftentimes people would just say, "You are the Butt Sisters kids," not knowing which one belonged to who. I'm going to end this video right there. So that's my day 8, or my part 8 of Ain't Nothing Clean About Dirty Dishes. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I'm trying to read through it as smooth as possible. But hopefully you're getting an insight as to some of the things and I want to share with you. But awesome. Hope you're having a fantabulous day.